Hey guys, Johnny here with another draw along for you. Today we got Captain America. So without further ado, let's get started. As usual, I'm marking off my borders here to keep in frame. If you'd like, you could mark off your borders on your own piece of paper just to help you stay centered. Okay, so we're going to start off with the head here. With the block in, as usual, we draw very lightly. So we're going to do a big circle here for the head. Just like that. Remember, don't worry if your circle's not perfect. They never are when you draw them freehand, but just try to get it as neat as you can. Okay, so we have his head. And then we're going to draw an oval off to the side here for the shield. And the shield is just going to touch the side of his head like that. Right here, see? Okay, so this is his shield. He's raising his shield in the air. And then for his body, we're going to come down here like this. Not a straight line, just sort of an angle. So it's going to be a little bit wider at the base of his body than it is up here. You'll see what I mean in a second. So we have that side of his body, then we have the back. Because his body is turned a little bit, right? So we're seeing this front side, and then because he's turned, we're seeing a little bit of his back here. Okay. Then when we get to his waist, we're just going to bring it down to a point like this. So here and here we have kind of a necktie shape, right? Like if this was the knot of the necktie, then this is the part that's hanging down. Looks a little bit like a necktie. Okay, now we're going to draw his arm coming from his shield and going here, connecting to his body. And where his arm connects, you want to make a little curve like this. This is kind of like where his arm is plugging into the body, right? And still, I'm drawing very lightly at this stage. It's what we call the blocking stage. We're just planning everything out, where everything's supposed to go. So we have the arm here, bent, and it's kind of resting on his waist. So we're going to do a triangle shape coming out this. Okay. And for the legs, we're just going to go here to the waist, bring this one down. And his foot, because this foot is pointed towards us, the viewer, we're going to do a curve like this. And then flatten it out here on the bottom. For the other leg, this leg is kind of turned away from us. So the angle of it is going to be in a little bit like this. And then we're actually, instead of coming up to the point here and drawing the leg, we're going to go back behind this front leg just a little bit. Drop that line down right there. Get flat here. Because this foot is turned away from us, like we're seeing the side of it. So it's going to have a little bit different shape than this foot. Okay. So now we have the basic pose, the block in. We have all our big shapes that we need. Now we just put the details. Okay, we're going to start from the top and work our way down. So we have the head here. I'm going to drop the midline, vertical midline down the center. then a horizontal midline from side to side. This is to divide the head into equal parts so we can make all the features evenly spaced, right? Okay. So from here, we're going to do the eyes first. So I'm going to find this horizontal midline, and I'm going to do a slant coming in like this. Okay. And to make the eye shape, we're going to go down and around. So we have kind of like a half circle shape here. And this line here slanted down just a little bit, kind of gives him that focused look in his eyes. All right, now we'll do the same thing for the other side. So I'm slanting down here. And then closing it up with a curve. You want to make your eyes as even as possible. If you need to make a guide from the bottom of this eye, and just draw yourself a small guide here to make sure this eye lines up, you could do that. It's pretty helpful. We have the eyes. Now to fill in the eyes, he's going to be looking off to the side, kind of to the side and up a little bit, right? So we're going to draw a curve like this for his iris. Okay. And then we're going to do another one up here for his pupil. Actually, I want to make his pupil a little bit bigger, so I'm going to bring it to about right there. And this here, I'm going to use for the highlight. Actually, I'm going to change up the shape a little bit. So the highlight in the eye is the brightest part where the light is reflecting. And then that's going to be this part. We want to keep that completely white. Here on the pupil is the darkest part of the eye. So we're going to fill that in. And you see now how when I'm filling it in, this line here, you can't really notice it anymore. So I didn't need to erase. Okay, so highlight, pupil, and then the iris is, well, for Captain America, he has blue eyes, but since we're working with only pencil, we're just going to shade it in very lightly. Depending on how light or dark you want to make it is up to you, but I do suggest that you make it so that the pupil here is dark enough so you could tell the difference between all the parts of the eyes. Clean up these lines here. Okay. Then we do the same thing for the other eye. We start with the iris here, and the pupil. And last, the highlight here in the top corner. And we could go ahead and fill it in. Again, make sure the pupil is the darkest part. And here on the iris, we shade it in, but we go a lot lighter. We darken up these lines and just get them clean. Now we're going to move on to his mask. So what we're going to do first, we're going to come down here. You want to make sure there's enough space between the eye and the mask here. Let me show you. Because here on the bottom of the eye, there's a pretty good amount of space because this eye hole in the mask, we still have to leave some room for that. All right, so we're gonna go down here very lightly. We're gonna draw a curve to the middle of the head, to this midline that we drew. See? So we do a curve like this, and then we do the same thing going to the other side. Okay. So now that we have the placement here in the corner, or not the corner, but where these two curves meet, you have a point. But on his mask, we want it rounded, right? So we're just gonna round off this corner here a little bit, just so it's nice and smooth and curved. And then now I could darken up these lines. Yeah. Okay. Here on the side of his head where his ears are, he has some little extra space in his mask to fit his ears in. So we're gonna come out like this, down, and then we're just gonna connect it back over here to where this part of the mask starts. Like that. I'm gonna darken up the edge of this top of the head here. I'm gonna make my edges pretty bold. It just gives the character a nice silhouette when you see it. Basically, just a nice outline so he could be recognizable, right? Okay. So I'm darkening that up. Here, over on the other side of the head, we're not going to have to draw this earpiece because that part is being covered by his shield. See that? Okay, so I'm just darkening these lines up here. And then let's do the letter A, and then we'll work our way to the eye holes there. So easy way to do this is you just start here on the top. Got your line going across. And we go down on either side. Again, don't get too close to the eyes because we still have to leave some room for the eye holes in his mask. Then we go down this side. Get the bottom of the A. Go up on each side here. And just close the gap. Like that. So once you have this shape, then we just finish off the A by putting a triangle right here in the middle. So I'm going to do the bottom first because it's easy to line up with this part. So you line it up. And then finish it off like this. Okay. Darken it up here. All right, for the eye holes, we're gonna go up here. We're gonna follow the same angle as this top of the eye. I'm drawing lightly because it's kind of difficult to get these the exact shape that you want. So I'm going to draw them first very lightly, and then when I know that they look how I want them to look, that's when I'll darken it up. So here I'm going straight down. You see how sharp these angles are for now? Going straight down, and then from this point I'm going to loop around. Just try to follow the curve of the eye as much as you can. Okay. Then when I get over to this side, I'm just going to finish it with a straight line like this. Then we do the same thing for the other eye. Not darkening it up yet, because once we draw this eye hole, it might change the look of this one. So I want to put both of them in first, very lightly, before I commit to making these lines darker. Straight down like this, another straight, and then we curve. There, and then we close it off here with another straight line. Okay. Now they're looking pretty good. The only thing I want to adjust is around the edges. I want it to be pretty round, so I'm going to darken it up, keeping it pretty much the same here. I have this sharp corner here. I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to round it off a little bit. Okay. Then here I want to keep this straight angle like that. Okay. So again, keeping it straight here, pointy angle here at this top corner, but then I'm really gonna curve it out. All right. Now for his chin here, we could darken up this circle here on the bottom. Okay. For the chin strap, we're going to start it here connecting to the mask. We're just going to draw an extra line going down like this. Same thing for the other side. And then here on his chin, we have a little padded area for the strap, you know, to hold the mask in place. So we'll just do a curve like this. Okay, now to finish off the head, we got a nose, little dash for the nose, very simple, just like that. And then the mouth is frowning a little bit. I'll leave it up to you if you want to make him frowning. You could even make him smiling. Let me switch it up a little bit and show you guys what it looks like if you were to be smiling. Maybe like a little smirk. Just like that. So you can see the difference between these two. Okay. Let's make our way to the shield. I'm gonna go ahead and darken this up. And again, don't worry if your oval is not perfect. We're not really going for perfection. We're more just trying to get the shape to look nice and clean. Okay. For the star, I'll show you a little trick too that's pretty helpful with the star. So you know how we draw really lightly for our blockings? Well, the star, we could use that same idea. If you draw a star, kind of like maybe you've seen a teacher draw a star like this, you know, like when you do a good job on your homework. So we're gonna come up here to the side, down, and then we're going to close it off. Right? So now that we have the actual shape of the star, what we can do darken up the edges. Make these edges nice and sharp. And now the parts that we don't need in the star, these lines in the center, we can get rid of. See? That's kind of like a simple way you could get your star. From there, we're going to do a circle around the outside edge of the star. So we start at the tip. Then we go just like connecting the dots. But you want to make it kind of round. See? And from there, we're going to do one more circle around. This circle is actually going off the edge of the shield here, so we're not going to see the whole thing. Come around like this. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. Even mine is far from perfect. Okay. There we go. Now that the shield's in place, I'm just going to play around with some of the lines. Make this a little thicker and bolder so that the actual edge of the shield stands out from all the details inside. Okay. All right. We can go ahead and darken this arm up now. And then we're going to draw a little extra line down here. That's going to be his glove. So if you were like to color this in later, right, his gloves would be red, and then you have his blue sleeve here. Okay. Let's move to the body. We're actually going to start with the belt. And this is going to be a little bit different from how we've drawn bodies before. But we have this midline here for the head, right? We're going to draw a midline for the body as well. But because his body is turned to the side, this midline is going to be off to the side a little bit. And it's going to curve around like this. Okay. So this is actually the middle of his body here. And it's off center from the middle of his head. So what this is going to help us with, we're going to start with a belt. And to get the belt centered, we're going to use this midline. And we're going to do the buckle first. So we just do a square here. Right on his midline for the buckle. And then for the straps, we're going to find the corners. We're going to go up a little bit here. And then down a little bit here. And then bring the straps all the way around. Okay. Then we do the same thing for this side over here. What will also give the illusion that the belt has some thickness to it is, you see that edge of the body here? If we bring the edge of the belt out just a little bit further, then that looks like it. The belt has a little more volume. Okay. Then we do the same thing over here. So I'm going out a little bit further than the edge of the body. Not too much. and then closing up the belt. And his belt is broken up into sections. As you can see, he has these little pockets. So to do that, we just do a line here and a line here. Here we're not seeing as much of the strap as on this side, so we just need to draw one. Okay, so I'm going to darken up the edge here of the body. Here as well. We don't need this, so I'll get rid of it. Okay. For the arm here, I'm just going to darken this up. And then I'm going to add a little extra triangle right in here to finish off the shape of the arm. Okay. And then from this bend in the elbow, the inside bend, I'm just going to draw another line that's going to show his glove. Okay. Let's do the stomach area here. So for the stomach area, I'm going to start here on the edge of the body, and then I'm going to do a curve coming in like this. Okay. And then once you have that curve, we're just going to go from the end and do a straight line going all the way around his back. I'm going to get rid of this midline here, just this part of it, because on his stomach area he has stripes, so I don't want the midline to make it confusing whether it's a stripe or not. Okay, so the biggest stripe is here in the middle, and we find this corner again from the buckle, and then we go up, and it angles out a little bit as well. You can see it's not going straight up, it's going off to an angle, just a little bit. Then we find the opposite corner here, do the same thing, stripe there, and then here on this side, we can only see one line from the stripe. Here on this side, we have 1 and 2. Okay. Now we're going to get the star in the middle of the chest. We're going to use the same technique here, and we're going to use this midline to guide us. So I'm going to do the top of the star here, since the midline is here to guide. I'm going to go down first, and side, side, and down, and I'm going to close it off. Okay. So now that we have our shape, I'm going to darken up the edges. I am noticing though, for my star, this side is a little bit short, so I'm just going to make it a little bigger. Okay. So now that we have our shape, go in and erase all these lines we don't need anymore. Clean this up too. Okay, we're almost there. Let's finish off with the legs and the boots. Then we'll do our final touch-ups. So I'm going to make this line darker here I'm not going all the way down though, because I want to leave some room for the boots. Okay, and here in this area, I'm going to darken up the line here, and then follow the leg down to about there. And then we get the boots in here, so we just go straight across. And just like the belt, how the belt went a little further out from the edge of the body, you could do that for the boots too, going a little further out than the edge of the legs. So you see how there's that little bit of extra volume there. And then bring down the boots like this. Close off the foot. And then we do the same thing over here for this leg. I'm going to darken up this edge. Stop at about there. Same on the other side. Okay. And I'm going to do the edge of the boot here, going out a little bit further than the edge of the leg. Get the curve here for the toe. The boot down. Now when you find this corner here from the toe or the foot and the ankle, to make it look like the fabric is folding over from the boot, we're just gonna start at this corner here and then do a little curve like this. Okay, so now we have our details in place, and we're just going to take the time to go back over our picture and clean anything up that we need to clean up. Get rid of any lines we don't need. See, so I'm getting rid of all these extra lines on the waist, right? So now it looks like they're full pants once those lines are gone. If there's any lines that need to be cleaned up, take the time. Now's the time to do it. And there you go. There's your Captain America. So thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the draw along, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.